And then Triple H butt dads the segment.
He comes out. Obviously, he has a beef with Heyman. Now, look, like I said, I'll say it a million times. I'll say it every single day. If it was up to me, Triple H would have retired at WrestleMania 28 after the Hell in the Cell and Different Era, and we'd never see him on TV again, and I'd be fine. Done. End of a career. He did a great job. All right? But since he's here and he's so involved, what he did makes sense with the storyline, so I have to play devil's advocate. He has beef with Heyman, so he came out and said, "Oh, there's your new guy. Slapped him in the face. Well, I'll see him tonight."
See, I didn't mind. Sense. I didn't mind the slapping of the face, but did he have to fall?
Right, I didn't like that. I agree with you.
And I wouldn't have even minded the fall, but then, the match that we had later ruins everything for me.
Okay, to be honest, I was falling in and out of sleep because I was very, very tired. I do remember it starting, and I remember the ending. And yeah.
Well,
let's go through it.
Should we scoot right to the ending?
Yeah, well, this is all involved in the same angle here, so let's just talk about it.
The end of the match is, the end of the night is Triple H is going to have a match with Curtis Axel. And we see a segment before the match where the doctor informs somebody who informs Triple H that he's not clear to wrestle. And Triple H basically says, "Oh, tell him he's fired if he doesn't let me wrestle." So that's good. And then, so they're already planting the seeds that Triple H is not at 100%, which is fine as long as Curtis Axel goes over clean. I'd be happy with it, even if they cheat a little bit because he's a heel. Fine, let him cheat, whatever. But there's no reason why you can't let Curtis Axel pin Triple H in the ring, 1, 2, 3, and have a good send off. Triple H does not need to beat Curtis Axel at this point in his career. Curtis Axel needs to beat Triple H. Period.
But in the same respect, Triple H doesn't need to go out there and that shouldn't happen at all.
Triple H doesn't need to go out there, but if he's going to go out there, do it right. So Triple H goes out there, they're having their match, and suddenly Triple H gets, dizzy. And he sits down in a chair at ringside for a second. He asks somebody for water. They give him water. He gets up. He looks like he's going to get back in the ring. He sits back down again. Now, at this point in the match, I looked down at my tablet PC to check Twitter. I look back up, and we're now at what I thought was a commercial. It turns out this is how Raw ended. So, we didn't even get an ending to this match. We just got Triple H wasn't feeling well. For some reason, he wasn't counted out for staying out of the ring for a minute and a half. And that's the end of the match. So he came out, he had a quarter of a match with Curtis Axel, and they just let it go. Like it never happened. You could have booked that so easily that he wasn't at 100%, he had a moment of dizziness, and Curtis Axel did a move to him, hooked him in the perfect plex, and pinned him. And that would have been it. It would have been great. And they could have just said, she took advantage or Triple H was injured, but still, it doesn't change the fact that Curtis Axel's the winner, and that could have been it. But no, we had
I have to disagree with you.
Go ahead.
And you might have to agree with me when I say...
I might have to agree with you.
You might have to. If they did let Curtis Axel, the son of Mr. Perfect, pin Triple H in the ring, exactly how you just described it, Triple H would have to go back, get better, come back, get his win back, and then he's just going to bury him in the ring. I think it's better that...
No, he doesn't have to bury him in the ring. He just would because he's Triple H.
Exactly. But now I see the potential for this situation being Triple H is all messed up, blah, blah, blah. Now he has to go away for a while he heals up.
Right, he's going to heal
up.
He
comes back around. Let's say there's a Punk, there's a Lesnar, there's a Curtis Axel. He has a squad now, Paul Heyman. And he doesn't necessarily have to wrestle or have to beat anybody. Yeah. This could be him just going away.
I still don't like it. I'm sorry.
I think that if he does the job, he's just going to come back and have to get the win anyway. But here's my problem, and here's the one thing that I'll have to side with you on and everybody else. If Triple H loves this business so much and he wants to do so much for the young guys, and wants to bring these guys up from NXT, and wants to put them in the show, why can't Triple H was probably his idea to bring Joe Hennig up. Maybe it was his idea to put him in with Paul Heyman. Why can't he just put him over in a match? That's where I'll have to agree with you in that respect.
Like, this whole thing doesn't make sense if you just don't put the damn guy over.
Like, you bring this guy right in, and you obviously people know him as McGillicutty, and he wasn't that good when he was on the main roster, and nobody liked him. But you're like, this friggin' guy again? He comes in, bing, bang, boom, pins up Triple H, even if it was for the dizziness. I could see what you're saying. It's like, he just pinned Triple H. Who is this guy now? There's the intrigue. And especially for the young kids, especially for the marks who aren't looking at it from our perspective, who just sees this guy who maybe they don't know pin Triple H.
Right. But now you have a guy who got in the ring, said, I'm the next Paul Heyman guy, and I'm here to make an impact. And Triple H comes, bitch slaps him, knocks him on his ass. And then they have a match later that doesn't do anything for Curtis Axel. Nothing.